Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I recently made this aerial and it went with a little darker tone due to um, Haley is going to be playing the new Ariel. If you haven't seen the movie already, I haven't. I unfortunately I'm going to wait until it comes out on Disney Plus and see if my daughter will sit there and actually watch it with me. And with all my phone charms that I make, I always use stone beads or glass beads or even plastic beads. These ones are um, blue jade and cornelian. And for understand that my nails are dark right now because I was just gardening. So I just go from one activity to the other. But so I'm going to show you guys how I do these. These take some time and patience. Okay, so I'm going to do a fin today. We're going to do a fin. And I might turn around and do the shell. I know it's more like a pinky white, but I kind of want to do a different color. I also have, oh my God, why can't I think of his name right now? Well, look at that. Imagine not knowing that his name is Flounder. But I'm not going to do Flounder today, so I'm going to set him to the side. I think we're going to do these two. And then I do have Ursula. I'm going to do Ursula another day as well. And then we had the kingdom. And we do have the epic scene of, of Ariel going up on the rocks. I was attempting to do something with her the other day when I was working on the other Ariel, and I messed up and I realized why. So this might be the last one I do. But we're going to start off simple and sweet. These are very easy to do because the pockets are, or as rather I call the incisions are much bigger. So it's always difficult sometimes finding which side you want to call the back. So this is the back because everything kind of goes all together, whereas this one, it isn't. So you see how we have more of an opening? This one is all congealed together. And so, and the same should be for the back of here. It's a little bit wider in the back, thinner in the front. All right, so anything I use, I'm going to try to remember to link below for you guys. So this is going to go on the tape. You want to make sure you keep everything down as firmly as possible. Keep if there's a chain, or like how this has a Disney logo chain, you want to keep that as far away as possible from what you're working with. Comes to these, I like to use UV resin because you want to seal it as fast as possible. Bezels work much better with UV resin, for me anyway. I'm quite sure there's some people who use epoxy resin and they just let it sit there and congeal and harden. Me, I need to use UV resin. So I'm going to go with this one first. And let me go put my gloves on because it's about to be a little crazy. So it's about to be like 80, almost 90 today, and I've learned in the past that epoxy resin in this back room does not work well in heat. So I tend to do things with UV resin when it's too hot, because the thing with epoxy resin, it'll start to harden due to the heat of your room. Even if I have a window open in the background, it still heats up pretty badly back here. So I tend to not be back here in the heat of the summer with epoxy resin. But I'm supposed to do a big project for my niece, so we'll be working on that together. All right, so here we guys go. Now you see, I only use like a drop of UV resin. That's why UV resin can go pretty far with bezels, because you're only using a drop. And then when you go to seal it, with the UV resin, that's when you use a little bit more, but still, this can hold me through various projects as long as I'm not using large quantities of it. So we went in and we dabbed a bit in each socket or crevice, and now I can use two things. I can either use my own mica powder that I want to put in there, or I can use glitter. And I feel like going all out in glitter on this one instead of mica powder. So hold on and bear with me. Alright, so these are the glitters I'm going to be using. And I'm going to silence myself and you're going to just watch from here. Hold on. Alright, so I like to put these on something. So this is a mold that I don't really use that much anymore. And we're going to put it underneath the UV resin light, and I let it go in here for about 30 seconds. And then you got to remember to flip your bezel, well, your bezel over with the tape still on it so that it seals both bottom and top. So 30 seconds on front facing, and then you flip it, and then 30 seconds on the back. Wow. Alright, so now you see it's sealed, and now we're going to move to the next part, which is taking the tape off, filling in the back, adding glitters if I need to. I find that a lot of times you have to refill the back in. Hey guys, as we all know, everyone in the world bothers you when you're working on something. So I had to stop, go get my plant from my mom. And so this is the outcome of that first run with the resin. And we're going to take this off. It's much easier for me to pull it off without the gloves on. Alright, so that's the back. And if I bring you up close, you can see that this is actually, it's sealed all the way down to the bottom. So there's sometimes when I've done this and it doesn't seal to the bottom, and you have to fill it in the back with the resin. And then this of course has some resin on it. I have to go in and now fix this with my bezel. I have a bezeler, so I'm just going to shave all this off, put in a new link in, and then I'm going to have to do the same for here. Bezels are not always easy to deal with, guys. Not all the time. Crazy stuff always happens. Alright, thank goodness for nail tools because I was able to drill the hole, clear it out, and now we can finish. So just be mindful of that in the future. I'm going to have to do the same thing with this charm. So I'm going to put that to the side. But we're going to finish this part. And then in the future for the next video, because I'm going to have to do this in 2 videos, I'm going to more than likely remove the charm. So that doesn't happen again. Alright, so now for the part that gets a little more, not detailed, but it's just rinse and repeat. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to cover this with resin on one side, put it underneath the UV lamp, 30 minutes, flip it, do this side, put it under the UV lamp for 30 minutes, and then we should be done. You don't need a lot, like I said, just a dab, and you want to try to keep it on the edges as much as possible, not to go over to the sides, and just pretty much push these to the edge. I'm using these, this is another Nail Tech utensil. You can find these on Amazon. They come in a pack of different sizes, different colors, and I find that those are really easy to work with. Plus, you can remove the resin off of it very easily because it's silicone. Alright, so I just want to make sure I'm not pushing it too far over the edge. It's like painting with a pencil. And see, this is what I was talking about. You see how to pour it over. So, but I have a buffer, and so all I do is just go in and clean off the excess. So, see if I can remove it here. I am. Woohoo! Okay, so here you guys go. Looks really pretty. I like that you can see through. That's what I wanted. I like to make these more like sun catchers than anything. Alright, so now we're gonna coat the back and then it will be done. Be careful not to trigger my UV lamp. Alright, we only need a little bit. I hear my daughter downstairs with her dad. Alright. All the way to the edge as close as possible without sending it over the edge. That is the difficult part. Alright, I think it's coated enough. And we're going to stick him back in the lamp. Alright, I took my gloves off. Officially hot. But here you guys have it. This is both sides. Looks really pretty. And now I'm going to go get a new metal clamps. I'm going to have to do a hand drill to clear out the UV resin on the charm, so I can link that back in. And I recently just broke my hand drill, so I have to order a new one. There's none in my area nearby me anyway. So, but here we go. It's so pretty. I really like how it turned out. Alright guys, thank you for watching. In the next video, we will work on the next charm. I'll make sure to take the unlink the Disney charm part off so that doesn't happen again. But thank you for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your day.